Should you do what everybody else talks about balls on the wall, super intense, no days off type workouts? Or should you kind of follow a different order of operations when it comes to your workout, specifically lifting weights? I'm going to break down the top 3 things for the order of operations. We're going to flip it on their head, what everybody else tells you to do, and watch your progress happen just 1 rep at a time. Hey, what's going on, family? It's Marv, 1repatatime.net. Gonna do a quick discussion for YouTube and or Facebook. I'll probably put it on both. So this is actually based on a Instagram post that we put up earlier this week. So I'm gonna put it up on the screen right now. And this is the order of operations when it comes to working out, specifically resistance training, where most folks get it wrong, where most folks in fitness tell you what to do and they have it totally flipped on its head. So similar to, we're not going too far down a rabbit hole of how the traditional food pyramid should actually be flipped upside down. Just take the sugar out and essentially remove that, but we should actually be consuming more fats than what we're consuming and less carbohydrates. Similar idea to that, most folks in fitness, preach the hardcore, no days off, yada yada. So we want to give you the order of operations. What we feel here at 1 rep at a time is the way to do it. So number 1 on that list is consistency. Consistency, consistency, consistency. The world's best, and remember, best is nothing more than a marketing ploy. The world's best workout routine done sporadically and consistently will not outperform a subpar routine done consistently. Okay, so let me say it the other way in reverse. A subpar routine performed consistently will always outperform a perfect or the best, or more appropriately, an optimal routine done inconsistently or sporadically. Consistency matters more than anything. So what we can get bogged down is finding the perfect workout routine or the optimal workout routine and worry about, program hopping from one program to another program or from one workout to another workout, and worrying about that of finding what's the best one when we're not consistent in the first place. Consistency matters more than anything else when it comes to working out, when it comes to nutrition, almost in life in general, right? What is it? 80% of life or 90% of life is just showing up. We need to be consistent. And if you're consistent, that's when results are going to happen. So consistency matters, number 1. If you are not consistent with your workouts, with your mobility work, with your corrective exercise, potentially if you do cardio, if cardio is part of your workout routine, if yoga or Pilates is part of your workout routine or needs to be, if you are not consistent with those things, then who cares if your program's optimal or not? If you're not actively and consistently following something, it does you no good to spend all this money, to do all this research, if you're not actually following anything. So yes, we're talking specifically about weight training, but in general, fitness is more than just weight. So what did I just say? If you're not consistent with your mobility work, with your corrective exercise, if applicable, if your cardio, okay, with your body weight, with whatever you do for your fitness, quit worrying about what's the best thing. So be consistent first and foremost. That matters most of all. Now, number 2, when it comes to working out, specifically weight training, is frequency. If you are not on drugs, after you work out, you tear down muscle, which is the whole goal. Then for the next 18 to 72 hours, you have a muscle building signal because your body's repairing the damage that you did in the gym. Now, why such a wide range? And you're a brand new beginner, that muscle building signal is elevated for a longer period of time. Brand new beginner might be able to get away with 72-hour muscle building signal. It's typically 48 hours. The more advanced you are, that signal shortens, right? Because your body wants to reach and maintain homeostasis. So my muscle building signal probably only lasts 18 hours or so, maybe even as short as 12. So the more advanced you are, the less that signal lasts. So let's think of it this way. So that's where the old, just annihilate one body part per time workout routine that you find in muscle comics, aka bodybuilding magazines, are bullshit. So let's say if you follow that mantra and you follow International Chest Day on Monday, Okay, well, if you're a brand new beginner in an optimal situation to start putting on muscle, by Thursday, that muscle building signal is no longer, and you are no longer actively building your chest. Look at all the lost days of not sending a muscle building signal. If you're somebody who's been working out for 6 months to a year, probably by Wednesday, that muscle building signal is no longer. So if you only hit a body part once per week and you annihilate it, you're missing out on a lot of growth. Will you see improvement? 100%. We see it all the time, but is it optimal improvement? Is it improvement, relative to the amount of work and effort you're putting into it? Hell no. So that's why we are big fans here at One Rep at a Time of either whole body training or doing like an upper lower routine or a push pull routine, or if you really want to split it up. The most I'd ever split anything up is, upper push, lower legs, upper pull. That's the most I'd ever split it up. So you need to be hitting your muscles 2 to 3, 4 times a week. And if you are following an expertly programmed routine, you could actually hit a muscle 6 days a week. Maybe even 7 if you know how to program correctly. But frequency is number 2 on the list. You need to be training your muscles frequently. So instead of doing, God forbid, you're somebody who did 30 sets of chest, and you know what? Let's talk about that. Chest is always my lagging body part. It's the one that I had the least amount of connection to. I didn't understand how to get my chest to work. I understand shoulder packing or corrective exercise to allow me, sorry, my chair is being really loud, allow me to get in the proper shoulder packing position. So I would do 20 to 30 sets on 1 day a week for my chest. And I was on anabolics, which allowed me to increase that muscle building signal. So I forgot to mention, the reason why single body part splits where you annihilate one body part at a time got popular is because when you're on drugs and steroids, that muscle building signal is artificially elevated so you could get away with it. So let's say, and I did the 20 or 30 sets, but say you're not on drugs, you do 20 or 30 sets in a single workout. Well, instead of doing that to where the muscle building signal is no longer for at least half the week, if not longer, why don't you could start with 15 sets one workout, 15 sets another workout. What would be even more optimal is 10 sets one workout, 10 sets a second workout, 10 sets a third workout. So you take the same amount of work, you just split it up and disperse it out through the week. So that frequency is something where people get wrong. And that's something that the fitness industry doesn't like to tell you about because very few folks are open about, I look this way not from these supplements that I'm selling or my nutrition routine or my workout routine. It's because of the drugs, because I could keep my muscle building signal elevated. So frequency is number 2 in the order of operations. Make sure you're hitting each muscle group 2 to 3 times minimum per week. And then last but not least is intensity. That's that whole hardcore no days off mentality. Advanced techniques such as, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm just going to name a bunch of advanced lifting techniques like drop sets, supersets, cluster sets, positive failure, negatives, AMRAPs, mini reps as possible, whatever. Intensity should be last. As you increase your frequency, intensity needs to go down because you simply cannot repair quick enough from super intense workouts multiple times a week. So intensity should be the least amount of stress principle. That's typically the first thing to be stressed. So just keep that in mind. I am going to, on a side note, we did a new blog post this week earlier on our website, the single most important concept in exercise and nutrition yet can make you relapse and recovery. You don't have to be in recovery to get benefit from this. We talk about what's known as the minimum effective dose. So I'm going to include that link down below, so make sure you read that. But people overdo intensity, they get hurt, or they simply dig a ditch too deep that their body can't repair. So the whole goal of when we work out is to dig a ditch just deep enough so when we put dirt back in it, our body repairs itself and recovers. There's a little extra dirt in that ditch that we originally dug and we built muscle. Well, if you're going super intense, like the fitness industry, glorifies, right? Beast mode, no days off, balls to the wall, all that nonsense. You're not going to make any progress, okay? So we want you to actually be progressing, not merely recovering. Progression is way more important than recovering. So intensity is going to have to go down. Now, that's not to say that we don't need to push ourselves. I am a big fan of This is not politically correct, but I'm a fan of occasionally, if you are intermediate to advanced, not as a beginner, never as a beginner, if you're intermediate to advanced, of ball busting workouts, right? Where you do something where you overreach a little bit with knowing that you're going to take 1 to 2 days off of only doing mobility work, corrective exercise, recovery sessions, things that we do here at 1 rep at a time to facilitate overall repair, growth, and progression with our body and our workouts. Do a balls to the wall workout maybe once every 2 to 3 months. Really push yourselves, make it super hard, so when you go back to your normal routine, it seems easier, number one. And number two, sometimes we just want to kind of get a little, aggro, for lack of a better word. So intensity should not be stressed. Consistency, number one. Frequency, number two. Intensity is last. I'm not saying take the easy way out. I'm not giving you permission to be lazy, but we need to work intelligently. Don't be going to failure every single set unless you're an advanced person who has their sleep dialed in, their nutrition dialed in, and they know how to structure a workout routine. So I'm going to harp on it one more time. Consistency matters most, okay? The world's most perfect routine done sporadically will not outperform a subpar routine done consistently. Number two, frequently hit your muscles. Okay, that means 2 to 3 times per week, minimum, 2 minimum, hit your muscles. Don't do a single body part 1 day a week and then hit it again a week later. Split that up. It doesn't mean you have to increase your amount of volume. Split those 30 sets into 2 15-set workouts, or 3 10-set workouts would actually be more optimal. And last, intensity. Don't push intensity all the time. There is a time and a place, but don't follow the no days off. Don't listen to my body. No pain, no gain bullshit. We've talked about that on here before. No pain, no gain doesn't come about, oh man, I'm not recovered from the workout and I didn't sleep well, and my joints hurt, but I'm going to push through it. No pain, no gain refers to the fact that when you're on anabolic drugs, your blood volume increases, so the pump becomes way more excruciating and burning. Okay, that's what it refers to. So I am somebody who I would have my training partner hold my shoulder in socket so I could do heavy preacher curls, because that's hardcore, bro. That's absolutely nonsense. So don't follow the intensity mantra. Now, there's a time and a place, done sporadically, but if you're consistent first, frequent second, intensity does not have to be stressed like everybody talks about. You're going to burn yourself out. You're going to get injured. You're not going to listen to your body, and you're not going to progress. Sure, you might barely recover, but if you're not progressing, and the amount of effort that you're putting into those super intense workouts, it's just the payoff's not worth it. So that is some thoughts. If you liked what I had to say, make sure you hit that thumbs up button down below. If you like my shirt, go to our website, onerepatatime.net. This was a limited edition run. We're about to introduce some new limited edition runs, shirts and tanks in the near future, and introduce us to your friends and family. And I would like to hear your insight down below. You also can check out our website for a free, 100% free 1 Rep at a Time manual book. It's my way to give back. And then obviously this is how I make a living. This is a personal training business. I've been featured in pretty big places, which is pretty crazy to think about, including Men's Health Magazine, the Huffington Post, the San Diego Union Tribune, the Recovery Channel, Work at Health, and various, recovery podcasts and blogs. But again, you don't have to be in addiction recovery to gain benefit for what we have to say. But we have some pretty affordable for-cost training services there as well. And remember, we can do anything we want. 1 day at a time, 1 set at a time, 1 meal at a time, 1 rep at a time. Consistency, frequency, intensity. Marv, over and out.
Hey family, super excited to announce we're finally partnering with a local company, Common Good Craft Coffee Roasters. These come up with amazing specialty blends. Whenever you join their subscription service, which you could have delivered anywhere from once a week to once a month, use promo code 1REP in all caps. Your first order is 100% free. This stuff is amazing. I'm actually sipping on some right now, kind of waking up, which is why you hear my voice all sexy like. So check it out today.